Okay, guys, we're doing weight now. That's another customary measurement. How can we compare and convert customary units of weight? Hector School is having a model rocket contest. To be in the contest, each rocket must weigh 4 pounds or less. Without any paint, Hector's rocket weighs 62 ounces. If Hector wants to paint his rocket, what is the weight of the most paint he can use? So weight is the weight of the object is how heavy the object is. What weight does Hector need to convert? He needs to convert pounds, and to abbreviate pounds, it's LB into ounces, which is OZ. After Hector converts the weights, what does he need to do next? He needs to compare to see how much paint he can use. Okay, so how many ounces are in a pound? Well, we can look at our chart, and here there are 16 ounces in a pound. So there are 16 ounces in a pound. So how does that help us when we get down here? It says use the bar, convert the model. So 16, so really what we're doing, let's go back to what we know. Pounds is larger than ounces. So when we're going from larger to smaller, we multiply. How many pounds does he have? He has 4 pounds, and that equals how many ounces? 16. So 16 times 4 is 64 equals 2. We could have did this as 64 because 16 times 4. So we're going to take 64. We're going to subtract the rocket weight from the total ounces a rocket can weigh to be in the contest. So that would be 64 minus 62 equals 2. So his weight can be at the most 2 ounces. So you got to really know what's the question they're asking you first, because you're going to have lots of steps to know what steps I need to do to figure the whole problem so I can answer the question. Because here's the question. So the weight of the paint can be at most 2 ounces for Hector's model rocket to be in the contest. All right. Here we go. All right, the rocket booster for the United States Space Shuttle weighs 1,292,000 pounds each when the shuttle is launched. How many tons does each rocket booster weigh? So we have to decide which order of operation we're going to use. So we're going from pounds to tons. So we're going from smaller to larger. When we go smaller to larger, we have to divide. So I need, since pounds are smaller than tons, I need to divide the number of pounds by tons. Okay, so we could break it and make it easier. Break 2,000 into 2 factors so that easy to mentally divide. So 2,000 is equal to 1,000 times 2. All right. Divide 1,000 by the first factor, then divide the quotient by the second factor. All right. So this divided by 2, well, by 1. So whenever we divide it by 1,000, that means base 10 to make it easier. So that means we're going to just write these numbers. And there's 3 places. So I'm going back 3 places. So now we have this divided by 2, which makes it a smaller number. And I got 646 tons. So it weighs 646 tons. Did you see what I did for that one? I'm just checking to make sure that I'm on. Sorry, guys. Yep. So that's why they told us to break it down to base 10, which made it a lot easier, I think, if I just thought that way. Could have we done 1,292 thousandths divided by 2? Would have we got the same by 2,000? I would have done the same thing. I would have just crossed those off like we did when we do it before. Because if I do 900 divided by 2,000, I don't know if you guys can see all that. I always take the zeros that we can take on both sides off, so it would have came out the same. Okay, so let's look down here because we might be needing that. So use the picture to help us. 1 pound equals how many ounces? So pounds to ounces, I'm going larger to smaller, so I'm dividing. So 1 pound divided by 16 ounces. So I'm doing 16 divided by 1 equals 16 ounces. So if I did 2 pounds, that would be dividing it by 2, or timesing, because we're going larger to smaller, so we're timesing. So 16 times 2 is 32. 16 times 3 is 48. 16 times 4 is 64, and I should have just doubled this one. 16 times 5, as long as it's lined up, guess I would just do 16 times 5, which is 80. Okay, if I'm going from ounces or pounds to ounces, I'm going larger to smaller, so I multiply. So there's 15 pounds and there's 16 ounces in a pound. I got 240 ounces if you do the work. Okay, I would like you and your partner to do 3 and 4. And on your own with your partner, let's see. Let's do an ounce one. So let's do 5. Let's do 6. Let's do 7. Let's do 11, 12, and 13, and 17, and 18. Work those with your partner. Make sure you know what you're doing. Skip this one. Let's do the evens on this page like we've always done. And 1 or 2, and all of the rest. Okay. I hope you're enjoying figuring out the measurements and converting.